You know, I didn't grow up with money. We weren't rich by any means, but we took this business from zero. Now the company's worth $7 billion. What's the worst thing that can happen if you try? You just have to keep grinding every day. Every day you get up. When you're
the people that we read about, the people that we admire, the Elon Musks, the Steve Jobs, the Warren Buffetts, etc., all have one thing in common. They have extremely high self-esteem.
At a place called the Boston Harbor Hotel. I was a bellman in there. I was 19 years old. I made good money. You know, there's some guys that get those jobs, and those are the type of jobs they want those jobs forever. And it's a good job. It's not a bad job. It just wasn't for me. I was literally standing in the lobby one day, and I'm like, what the hell am I doing here? What am I doing here? This isn't me. This isn't what I want. And I walked out the front door, and one of my good friends, he's still one of my good friends today, who was the doorman, says, what are you doing? I said, I'm quitting. And he's like, what? What are you gonna do? I said, I wanna be in the fight business. He said, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. What's the worst thing that can happen if you try? If the day that I walked out of that hotel, right, and I went to do this, it doesn't work out, I can go back and be a bellman again whenever I want to.
The people that we read about, the people that we admire, the Elon Musks, the Steve Jobs, the Warren Buffetts, etc., all have one thing in common. They have extremely high self-esteem. The high-performance people, the one thing that they all have in common is they're hungry. Hungry for a better life. Hungry for change.
The owner of the UFC at the time was a guy named Bob Meyerowitz out of New York. One day on the phone, it just all erupted, and he said, you know what, there is no more money. It's all over. This thing's in trouble. I don't even know if I have enough money to put on one more show. Wow. And I said, interesting. Okay. So we hung up. I called Frank and Lorenzo. They were, and who would become my partners, and they were in Florida at the time. And, I said, the UFC's in trouble, and I think we should buy it. I think we could buy this thing. We started making some calls. A month later, we bought the UFC for $2 million.
$2 million. And sold it for?
$4.025 billion.